So I'm curious, like, how did you end up under, I think you said it was like a bridge or the boardwalk in
I was
Atlantic
under the
City?
boardwalk. It was a lifelong thing. Um, I was molested at the age of 13. Um, this is tough for me. Um, I was raped at gunpoint at the age of 17 by a male cop and his partner. Um, I grew up in the slums. I grew up. There was 5 of us that slept on a hide-a-bed, a love seat hide-a-bed. My mother, my 2 brothers, and my sister and I. I was babysat by the president of a gang. His wife babysat me when I was younger. They so I'm a street thug by nature. When the cop raped me, I really got into alcohol.
Okay.
I was a senior in high school, and I had no way out. You know, this culture that we live in now is just, I don't understand how people think because of the color of your skin you have an advantage or a disadvantage. I I came from the worst of the worst places in the world that I could ever find. There was no way out. One day in high school, a guy said, "If you join the army, we give you a cash bonus," and that was my saving grace. That was the moment I was saved from gangs, from all of it, because it took me out. It took me out of the area, and it gave me. But back then, I'm 55. When I was I was 18. Drinking age was 21, except for on base. After PT in the morning, you went into the barracks, and we didn't have soda machines. We had beer machines. 25 cents for a Budweiser. I drank heavy. I did. I came out of the military. I got a general discharge for an injury, a medical discharge, but it falls under a general discharge. A lot of things were going on. It was 1987. Ronald Reagan was president, and he was letting people out. And I was like, I want out. I can't take it anymore. I was in Germany. I was always drunk. I came back, and my family was poor. I was like, I'm not going back there. I'm going to end up doing things that I shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
So I went to Charleston, South Carolina, and I met a guy named Jackie B. Cooper, who supposedly at the time was the greatest car salesman. And I got a job selling cars. And I kept running from my problems. I was in South Carolina, North Carolina, Michigan, all over the world. And I ended up fathering 2 children with a woman that I sold the car to. We lived together, and things were bad. They were never good. I tried to make them good because I never had a father, so I wanted to be a father. And no matter what, it didn't end well. Christmas morning, now, if I cry, I'll get through it. Christmas morning, my daughter's 27. So 25 years ago, Christmas morning, I was invited over to see my children on Christmas. I wasn't living there. We were separated. I knocked on the door. There was no answer. I knocked on the door. There was no answer. It took me about 30 seconds or so, and I realized they were gone. That was 25 years ago. I have not seen or heard from my children in 25 years.
Oh, that's tough, man.
I was sober. I was sober at the time. Now, I got clean, but I was sober. My kids were gone. And the most dangerous person in the world is a man with nothing, because they have nothing to live for. I stayed sober. And I got into some criminal activity and ended up with a motorcycle, a 2006 Yamaha V-Star that was brand new. And I said, I got to do something. I got to turn my life around somehow. And I started writing for Soldiers Killed in Action.
Okay.
I I was putting my life back together, and the state of New Jersey said that I hadn't paid child support in 10 years, even though the child support was set aside. A whole thing. They took my driver's license. I lost my job. And that's how I ended up under the boardwalk.
Okay.
I sold cars for a living. So without a driver's license, you couldn't be insured by the car dealership. So nobody would hire you.
Okay.
And it just, once I got under there, I felt sorry for myself. Well, I understand the entitlement mentality a little bit, because I watched everybody get welfare checks and this handout and that handout. I struggled to get a shower. I learned how to get into the Atlantic City Yacht Club. There's a 5-digit code on the gate that gets you in. That same code works on the shower rooms. So I learned how to take showers. I learned how to look presentable, and I survived. My faith kept me through it. A friend of mine invited me down to Florida. I went to Florida. Mom called me. I was couch surfing in Florida. Mom called me and asked me to come home. That her husband had Alzheimer's and had blown through everything that she had worked all her life for, which was nothing more than a little falling down house. That's how I ended up under the boardwalk. I did help mom. Mom does work for me now. She doesn't work. My wife is an amazing person. She loves to tell everybody his mom gets a check for being his mom.
Yeah.
My mom gets to do whatever she wants. She wanted to go to the Daytona 500, and I probably spent 15 grand in 4 days. She got to sign the start finish line with a marker. She was 6 people from Lady Antebellum for the concert. She got to sit in our RV and look out the window as the cars came out of turn 2 and dropped down in front of her to go into turn 3 at the Daytona International Speedway. That's what she wanted. That's what we did for her.
Nice. That's beautiful, man.
And I'm not a race fan. I don't know any of the racers. I knew nothing about it, but she wanted to do it. So we went. My life now is about, am I successful? Yeah, I'm successful. I did well. I mean, listen, I've done well. I'm proud of what I've done. From where I came to what I have, it's an amazing journey. But if you look at my lifestyle, I live in a small house.
Yeah.
It's not even a house. It's a trailer. We live in another double wide. I run a multi-million-dollar company. We live in a double wide. People laugh at me. My office is right back here. It's the second bedroom.
Nice.
I have no office. I have no warehouse. I have shoestringed everything. And now that I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I've been blessed with so much. I feel like I'm slacking. The company I was telling you about that Dave the Hammer Schultz helped me get involved with, I could call the owner right now and he'll answer the phone by the second ring of his phone. I don't care where he's at. He will answer the phone to take my call. That company did $950 million last year in sales. I have all the credit in the world with them. I can have whatever I want. And I feel like I'm letting them down because I only buy $400,000 worth of stuff. I just don't have the drive anymore. I've lost the drive. I've entered a new stage in life that I can't figure out, that you're going to struggle with someday.
Yeah.
You get to a point where you ask yourself, what is enough? What is enough? If you read my writings, if you look through, I'm always asking, what's enough? It's my favorite question to ask when I go into a business. I ask the business owner, what's enough?
Yeah.
My wife and I have more income than we know what to do with. Now, do I have retirement money put away? No, I'm trying to save for retirement. I don't understand none of that. Don't ask me about stocks. I know nothing. Real estate, I have no clue. I'm sure we overpaid for the house. But it was cheap. It was, my wife gets whatever she wants. She said she wanted this house, and I told the guy, okay, I'll buy the house. My wife was like, do you like it? I said, it doesn't matter. You like it.
Yeah.
So I enjoy life. I mean, I do enjoy life. It's tough. if you think, and I don't even know, I looked for this podcast. I can't find it. I'm not very smart. And you said I was pretty smart. I'm not very smart. I'm hard-headed. I really, honestly, I'm hard-headed. I don't give up easy.
Right.
I get determined about something. You guys, I watch you guys. I watch you, the younger generation. I say you guys, the younger generation. I read the post and I'm like, holy cow, man. There was one guy last year who was talking about his product was on Ellen. Dude, that's sick.
Yeah.
You guys talk about Groupon and all these things that you're capable. When I started on eBay, the image requirement was 400 by 400. That was the minimum size of an image. It was probably 5 years later that they made me change all the images on my listings because they were too small. It's the changes are happening at lightning speeds.
Yeah, they are.
And the one thing I can say is forget about you. Look at, no matter what it is, Amazon right now has a storage issue. Step out of you for a minute and try and see their side too.